Hello everyone and welcome to another Wizard101 video. Um, this is Lombre, and before I get off to doing anything else, just the last time I was at the end of the recording, first of all, the audio was a bit problematic, so I had that fixed up, and I now have it in full screen like it's supposed to. But also, I mentioned that this is Malistair's office, but it's not. It's the headmaster, Merle Ambrose's office. So, those are some of the mistakes that I made. But anyway, what you just saw there was I made a friend with a person. You can make a friend with up to, I believe, 100 wizards in this game. So, I just made a friend just because.
Say, you have permission to use text chat. This allows you to talk more freely to others. When you press enter, you will see the say icon. If you're in a group, you will also see the group chat icon.
So there's different settings of chatting with people. If you're in a group chat, then nobody else other than the people in the group, no matter how far away they are, as long as they're your friends, you can get into a group with them, and you're able to communicate amongst each other. Yeah.
The message will appear above your head and can be seen only by other players that have permission for text chat. If you're in a group and you want to say something to people nearby, make sure the say icon is bigger. To talk to your group,
So
make
it's
sure
this
the
thing.
group chat icon is bigger. To switch, click on the one you want to use. Words that are valid will show up white. Words that are not allowed by the filter will show up red. For more details, go to the Wizard101 website.
And since I don't believe I have membership though. But I believe since this account is running on a plus 18 person's account, you can type in numbers and have them show up yellow. But you can't say something like this. Like, you can't say profanity or anything like that. It just will completely blank it out. Anything resembling something like that. So, best to avoid things like that. But then numbers can be typed in, but then anything else that ends up being a word can be typed in. Like, if you're posting a street address, it will probably read out the whole thing as well. So these are the things that you can use chat with. So that's what you can do here. You can also look at your character, and you can see the damage additions once you put on clothing or a different item. You get resistance, and because I have a wand that was given to me by Ambrose, it gives me accuracy boosts in all the different schools, and it'll tell you what has been attached to it just by hovering over it. So as you can see, there's 5% accuracy. There's the health, the mana, the experience, training points. These will be explained later. I'll talk about them later. Gold is the currency that isn't crowns. Crowns is usually like obtained by purchasing something, buying something, or completing a Gravulum quest, which will also be explained later. So there's also energy that you use for pets. You level up your pets by playing games, and then it replenishes over a day or so. You can also purchase with money, which makes it's kind of pay to win in this game. You can pay money to buy mounts and buy crowns and stuff within the game, and that's how they keep the lights on at King's Isle. But anyway, let's continue. So critical rating and block rating and armor piercing only appears at a certain point in the game, so we won't meet with that until level 50 or so. Pip conversion, that's probably even later. Shadow pips, that's probably way at the end. And power pips. So power pips, or power points, you have normal pips, and that's, like, let's say your spell's a rank 2. You have 2 pips, you're able to cast that. So, after that, if you have a power pip chance, then for things, spells in your school, 1 pip counts as 2. So a rank 2 spell will be cast by 1 power pip, and that is in place of a normal pip. So over the course of the game, your base stat of power pips increases, and the gear that you apply also gives you more of a chance of achieving or being able to get a power pip that happens every single turn. There are also wands that are able to give you more than 1 pip when you start during a battle. So then there's crafting, there's gardening, fishing, and monstrology, and we'll also do videos covering those things when we get to it. There's badges. If you defeat a certain amount of monsters, you'll get a title. You can attach it to your name, and it will be seen by other players that are right next to you to see what you've accomplished in the game. This is the fourth age of PvP apparently. There's no known amount of time that people know when an age ends or begins. But you know, I guess we're on age 4. Maybe it happens every single year, because I think it started in like 2016-17. There's time slots right here, so if there's an egg that you have to hatch for a baby, for a pet, then it will end up here. Or a crafting slot will be here, which will also be covered. Here's your backpack. It's filled with hats, robes, boots, your wand. I have a wand right here, and you can see the things that it gives me, which I'll check. They'll be in my deck, as will be explained in a few minutes, or just in a few seconds. But then there's athames, amulets, rings that you can hold that have certain abilities. You have pets. You have mounts that you can ride on. We'll be getting a mount from our shared bank if it's still in there, and we'll be able to cover ground a lot faster and get these quests done more efficiently. And here's a starter deck. Every wizard starts with a starter deck. You get 3 copies of the cards that you have that are possible to be placed in your deck, other than treasure cards and just other things. And then there are elixirs, which I don't really know. Maybe it's like this, energy elixirs. When you use them, it replenishes fully all of your energy, which would be right next to here for your pets to use. So then there's housing, your fish basket, pet snacks, reagents, jewels, a monstrology tome, photomancy, where you can take pictures of things, and that's it for what's in your backpack. We do not have any pets currently, so we will have pets soon, but when we get to the pets, we will explain how they work more in depth. Here's our spells, and this is what we mean by the wand giving you the abilities. It gives you certain abilities right under here, and our starter deck is up here. And then for here, all we have is Scarab. So that's our starting balance rank 1 spell that we're going to be using. So that sounds pretty cool. So now we go to our starter deck treasure card section. Now, I said in the first episode, during the tutorial, that you couldn't discard any of the cards. But when you can discard is during normal PvE battles. And when you do this, you will, when you discard, there will be a draw button in the middle of the screen. And when you click it, it will give you a treasure version of the card. And these treasure cards can do more damage with similar spells and to the ones that you already have. And they're one use only. So once you've used them, they're gone for forever. So you have to buy another treasure card. And this can be used strategically in a multitude of ways. When you don't have any good things and you want to get straight to your treasure cards, to the good stuff, hopefully, you can discard your hand and then start drawing your treasure cards from your treasure deck. So that explains the that explains this. I haven't done any of the spell writing stuff before, so I assume you have to use a scarab 75 times to use it, but this must be a new feature. I've never gotten to this point. So it says spell writing is a way for wizards to unlock new spells and upgrade existing spells. That's interesting. Very, very interesting. So you can increase your spell damage output? Wow. I did not realize that. So this must be new to the game. So I guess I have to use this a bunch of times to upgrade its damage. And I don't understand what this one is. But I for sure want it to do, like, it really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that much, really, for Scarab. But the possibilities of what you can upgrade, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So we're gonna go into quests, and the first quest is to talk to Merle Ambrose. This is what we're supposed to be doing right now, but we're stuck here explaining a lot of things that we're going to be talking about in the course of the game, and we're almost there. We're almost at the end. So then here's your map. You can always zoom in and zoom out to different parts that you're in. So right now we're in the Commons area, and this is Wizard City with all the different streets, and we'll explore the very first world of Wizard101. The recipes, we don't have any recipes. Usually you craft using reagents, and you look through recipes and other stuff, and that's how you craft items. There's a help section for all the stuff, for all the other stuff that you want to know. I'm not going to go through all of it because it would be a bore, and you can just read it yourself. And they already tell you a bunch of other stuff. So yeah, that probably wouldn't be a good... It probably would be a waste of time to go through all of this. And there are some options, like you can go into the classic mode, and it will bring up the assets of the old music, and will also bring up the old environments. So you can play around with these settings, but I'm going to turn it off for now. And now you see the new music has returned. So there's different particle effects. There's bloom, which if you turn it off, then you can see things aren't as bright as they were before. And then there's the sound settings, which I turned down so that I could speak and then have the voice playing at a reasonable volume, but still not be super loud. So then you can have your chat menu show up in different ways and see other people's names differently, and you can have tutorial tips in all situations, which I'm going to turn them all on so that I get all of them so that I don't have to deal with them anymore. There's even more settings. There's dungeon warnings. So whenever you are about to enter a dungeon, usually they give you a notification telling you what you're doing. But in the most important thing, the most important settings will be the quest finder and that will help you find the quests, and quest helper will help you. See, this arrow here will help you, and then you have tutorial tips up here, and the next quest would be to walk up to Merle Ambrose. So that almost settles everything. There's some privacy options for friends. And last but not least, there is your realm. There are different areas and different realms within those areas. I mean, different realms that have these areas. So you can go to anywhere from Ambrose to Wu, and there's different areas that you can end up in. So after all of that explaining to do, we've now explained just about everything that has to do with the menus and what we're going to be getting into. So I'm going to pause for a second, and I'm going to stop the video, and then in the next video we're going to be talking to Merle Ambrose, and we'll be exploring Unicorn Way. So see you later.